Okay, what's up, Lumen? I am reviewing a game you put up on Overwatch University. I make these videos for fun, so they're always unlisted on my YouTube. I could send you some other Diva VOD reviews I've done. I try to keep things simple, so I'm gonna give you a caveat that I'm not mentioning everything that's that could be improved about your gameplay because it's a lot. You're in gold, right? There's like a ton of ranks above gold. But I'm going to try to focus in on the most important things that I think are fixable, or the easiest fixes, right? And focus in on those. Check a replay maybe at the end of every session or the beginning of the next session and just see how you're doing on those things and be really, really laser focused to one thing I'll talk about is just using your alt properly because you get very, very, very little value with how you use your ult. It's almost as if you don't have ults, like your team doesn't have any tank ults in this game. And it's like a really easy thing to check and see if you've improved on, right? Because you can just fast forward to each of your ults and think about, did I get any sort of value here? Did I get kills? Did I do it at a time when my team could still win the fight, right? Um, so all that said, like across the board, right? Target selection could be better. Matrix usage can always be better. Uh, Tracking needs to be better as well, but it's okay. I think you're on PC judging by this. I'm not exactly sure. I'm a console player, so I have kind of like a wonky replay control, so you have to bear with me there. Um, but yeah, so like just know that we can get into like a lot of stuff, but I already tend to make sort of long videos, so I'm trying to keep them shorter. And every time I say that, I end up with an hour-long video, so I'm gonna try not to do that this time. All right. So rolling out, we have Diva on Toronto. Um, I think this is a pretty good map for Diva because of the high grounds. There's kind of like three areas of high ground that the push bot goes over high ground like almost the whole time until it gets towards the end. And Diva is really strong because she's really good at controlling high grounds. If someone's on high ground alone and you're on Diva, you can make them not be there. You can either kill them or make them run away, and you get your team the high ground control, and that's really powerful. And then you can also use high ground to kind of like set yourself up in a threatening position where the other tank uh, isn't sure, if they walk past you to try to get to your team, you might drop down and kill someone behind them. Or you might boost into them once they're low on resources, right? And that's kind of like my main note for this game. Like the main reason you lost is like bad ultimates, um, not playing the Zarya matchup very well, and then also just kind of stagger, like playing push mode correctly, like thinking about, well, how many fights do I have to win? Where is the next fight going to take place? Do I need to die right now? Do I need to run away right now? Is my team going to get that much value pushing the cart another couple meters? Or is it better to take like a full fight a little further on um, before the other team is, say, push the bot halfway and like change the spawns, right? So, with that said, let's look at some gameplay, yeah? So you have Tracer, you've got Sojourn, you got Mercy to pocket the Sojourn, presumably. Ana's a good healer for Diva because you can heal her while Diva's on high ground. And also on Diva, because we have our Matrix, we can kind of control how much damage we take, right? We can choose to Matrix something or not. We can kind of like peek. We're a really tempting target to shoot, but we also have all this armor, so it's hard to burst us down. And so you can kind of use that to keep track of your Ana's ult charge and try to give her ult charge in a neutral game. You could intentionally take a bit of damage. Alright. So rolling out. I'm with that. So, first of all, coming into this, we don't know what the other team has, right? We know the bot's going to be there. So depending on what tank they have, at high ranks, like almost always people roll out like, they'll either roll out like up here around this corner because this high ground is really, really strong. Or they might choose to play the objective if they're like Ryan or something and then come out this way and try to take this corner, okay? So we're on Diva, right? And like I was saying, high ground's really important for us and threatening to be able to drop down, right? So good rollout, like standard rollout for Diva is to boost up here-ish or through that window and kind of make your way here and see what they're doing. And also a lot of flankers will come this way, like through this tunnel. Or they'll be trying to take this high ground, and it gives you options to go on them or prevent them from having access to your backline, right? Because your backline's going to be like here, up there, or something like that, right? So that's kind of the first thing. It's just like we need to know what they're running so we know how to play against it.
Let's give them their medicine.
I don't mind playing with their tracer, but here we don't want to get messed up, right? And Diva, like, isn't the best at just straight frontlining. Like, compared to, like, let's say a Ryan or an Orisa, right? Like, Ryan holds the shield, and then if he swings at this clump, they're, like, screwed. They get so much damage on them, right? Orisa, she can, like, javelin spin, push him back, fortify if she needs to, spear someone. She can push back a team, like, handling them straight on. Diva, you kind of want to look for your openings a little more. You want to sort of play the positional game for a while and then jump on someone and then use your mobility to get away or use your mobility to get someone who's like running away, right? So we're just going a little early there. Especially because like we also want to know where our guys are playing, right? So shooting these guys here. Sojourn can kind of make a play on this. Tracer's pulled some attention, but our Ana is way back here. She's not going to be able to heal us, right? So we just want to check on that probably like a few seconds before. I'm going to turn down my time skip interval. Okay. Probably around here, we wanted to like take a look back because we can see the outlines of our team and just check on where are guys who are behind us. So we can be thinking about like, where can we fight the other team where like everyone can shoot, right? So that's enough like micro managing over this little thing. You can boost out right now. It's not the worst thing in the world. But we're just sitting here and taking a bunch of damage. We're forcing our Mercy to pocket us. We forced our Ana to come all the way up here, right? Which that could be bad because the Junker Queen could shout and like run at her and go kill her. They've kind of come into the open here, and we've just taken a bunch of damage. And we took a Junker Queen axe, which we really want to avoid doing. We want to kind of bait her to use the axe and then get away because we can't Matrix it, right? It does a lot of damage and it heals her. We want to be focused on Matrixing her knife, and then Matrixing her shotgun if she's trying to make a play on someone else, right? But we can't Matrix her knife, like her melee, and we can't Matrix her axe. So those are kind of the dangerous things, right? And we're trying to force shout out of her, kite her for a bit, and then we can kill her. Then we out DPS. Don't mind this. Looking for the flanks. I'm looking for the DPS. Both the DPS you're pretty good into. We sort of matrix the the res, which is not a bad play. But we like took a bunch of damage because we just kind of waded into their team, right? We kind of let this Hanzo just wail on us. Both their DPS wail on us, right? And now we've lost our armor and we can get demeched very easily like this, right? So we're looking for a kill and we got one. I think the play was either to go on his Hanzo or go back and check on your team like you did, but you can use this high ground. We could have boosted up over here, landed here, and we can matrix the res from up here, right? That's the whole thing about this positioning. We can do a lot from high ground. And like, yeah, we killed the Venture on low ground, but we also could have probably done that from up here or up here if we have a short distance to someone. If we're like on a high ground, but it's not super, super high, we do almost full DPS from these angles, right? And then they're like, I'm going to go kill this guy going this way. But then they're like, oh shit. And they have to look up, right? And that creates an opportunity for your team. That's what off angling is. It's like forcing them to decide where they have to look. Are they going to deal with the diva or are they going to deal with the Sojourn who's railing them, right? And so they'll either like make a choice, right? They would need to spend some time, like Hanzo needs to wall climb in the right spot to get to you, right? Venture would need to like drill dash out to you. So you need to do that. They need to do that, or they need to back off, right? And you want to put them into situations where it's hard for them to decide. Here we're just like taking a bunch of damage and we're going to get demeched. What you need to avoid at all costs. It's the biggest weakness of Diva, is that she can be demeched, and you can end up, when you lose your mech, it doesn't show up as a death, right? So your stats look pretty good, but it's like, it's worse than dying on a take, almost. Because you end up as Baby Diva, and so you're an easy kill, you don't do anything, your team basically doesn't have a tank, and you can get killed like before you demech, so it delays the time that you respawn, right? So especially at like the end of fights that you lose, if you get demeched, the correct play from the other team would be to wait to kill you as long as possible, basically, to further stall out your team, cost your team time from when they can take like a full fight. In general, good divas don't get demeched. And certainly you didn't need to get demeched here. So, you know, that's a lot of words over just a lost first fight. It's also not so bad, like in the grand scheme of things, but just wanted to break it down for you, like how I think about this, yeah? So push, we lost first fight. The thing we don't want that to happen is we don't want the bot to get there, okay? After we lose first fight, we have probably 2, maybe 3 more fights before it gets all the way there and they get good spawns. The bot really won't go that far. Let's just watch it. It's really not going to go that far by the time you get back online. Right? Usually we can take a fight somewhere in this zone. If we identify that we've lost this fight already, we can also back out and take a fight sooner, because it can be really strong to get up here when the bot's here, and you can contest the cart from up here. You can contest the cart from up here. And again, no one on their team can really go high ground. Hanzo can shoot you there and stuff. But he has to like expend energy to do it. So just something to keep in mind. Let's look at like what's happening now. So we respawn. I think some of our guys have died. We have to realize, I think it's fine to be like, get out of here, you bum, Junker Queen. But we also have to realize we're facing 3 dudes, right? We have 1 dude. Just basic math, and we really, really, really don't want to get D-bet here, right? And Diva does a lot of damage, even here-ish. It's like pretty okay versus Hanzo, let's say. But look how little damage you do shooting at Hanzo at that range, right? No, the Junker Queen's a little dumb. Okay. Our Ana makes a play. And we're going in. I like that you're after the Mercy. You kind of lose track of her. She just gives herself up. We probably, this is a nitpick, we probably should have just matrixed the pocket adventure there, because we can just make sure he doesn't do they don't do anything, right? I guess they can melee, but we can eliminate a bunch of damage. Like in these cleanup situations, it's often better, like they're 100% gonna die, right? What you don't want to happen is then to kill someone, like poor Asologist over here. So a lot of the time it's better to just matrix them, slap that matrix on them, let your homies kill them. That's true, especially with like Reaper, Cassidy, like Junkrat. A bunch of DPS can get a really quick kill if they're not kept in check, right? And D.Va's good at that. So now we've won the fight. We'll push it about as far as they pushed it, right? I would expect the fight to happen somewhere around here. So what we need to be focused on is getting set up. Like we're defending the cart, right? They're trying to attack it. So our advantage is that we can set up like ahead of time in a place we want to be. Our Sojourn's there, right? We check on our team. Our Ana's playing over there. So they're either going to push on this way, through here, or through here, right? Around the corner. If they go to the corner, they're giving up like free cart push all along there, yeah? So usually what I like to do, you might peek out here to see what's going on, perhaps, probably not. I like to be just set up in here myself with my butt out so that I can get healed by the Ana. And that way I'm making it kind of expensive for them to come in here. I want to do some damage to them at this close range. Like I have pretty good cover, right, in my matrix. And I want to try to force a cooldown or two out of them. Like maybe try and get Shout Out or Suzu or something like that, or Storm Arrows, like Hanzo thinks he can mess me up. But I know I'm not gonna like kill much in here because most of my team can't see it. So I'm like fighting a sort of retreat, and I'll either come down here, or maybe even fly over here, come out over here, drop down in their back line, something like that. Or we could fly out and come around this way, right? D.Va's really good at like turning a fight upside down, like the positioning. So anyway, we just want to be like proactive. So we come into your first ult, I think. And this, I just don't get it. We give them like 300-400 damage and ult charge. And just like, let's see who's here. Let's watch this ult. Our Moira could have died there. Right? No one gives a shit. These guys are still coming back from spawn anyway. This guy easily dodged that because it was telegraphed ult in history. Honestly, Junker Queen should have knifed you and killed you here. Like, if I tried that in my lobby, she would just shout, run at me, and axe me, kill me. Like, 2 seconds, and like maybe melee. And also, this person, this Kiriko, also doesn't care, right? They're just there. They're like, anyway. And now you don't have your ult. And like, here's the thing. Throwing a D.Va bomb for kills, like the higher you go in rank, it's like pretty effective in like silver, honestly even gold, and platinum, I would say even. But the higher you go in rank, like the less effective it is. You just really, like that was a really bad one, right? But even if you, let's say you had a perfect bomb and like, I don't know, bounced it off this wall and landed it like here or something, or here, like, and they can't really track it. The higher ranks you go, the more you're still just gonna get away from that stuff. And especially right now, like you guys aren't fighting. This is the poke stage, so it's not like what I would call like a high leverage situation. You're not going to swing a fight right now. Even if you killed this tank, Mercy more likely than not would be able to res her, right? You might try to kill the Mercy, but you'd be like face tanking probably a Kiri, a Hanzo, and a Venture, and honestly, you'd probably get demeched. And so the higher rank you go, the more the value that you get from bomb is just having the extra life. I gotta fix this here. It's just the ability to use all of your matrix, use your missiles, try and make a play, and if you lose your mech, you get a new one for free immediately, and you get all your matrix back, right? That's way more valuable in the middle of the fight than going for some sort of hero bomb, right? Sometimes if you make a read, right, Zarya sees both her bubbles, she's standing in the middle of the map. Like, yeah, you can go for a solo bomb on Azar or something like that. May's in her ice block, right, and she's wall. We could bomb her, things like that. But more often than not, it's a much better policy to just save it. And you know that you're going to take this fight over here. They really want to win, because if you win it, if you win a fight here, you at least get the lead, and you probably get to push it to here, where you probably have a second fight to be able to get the spawn advantage. And if you get the spawn advantage early in a push map, like, you're going to win 9 times out of 10, which is funny because you don't in this game. But most of the time, because then all you have to do is play smart. Okay? So that's enough about that. But we'll look at your other ults. I'll be a little quicker. Okay? So to review, what I'm seeing right now is like we're not using high ground pretty much at all. We wasted an ult. And then we're also just kind of like, I think it's sort of tunnel vision. I don't know how to exactly describe it. It's just you end up in sort of the middle of their team and there's someone absolutely wailing on you who you're just not paying attention to. We're a little careless with our health, maybe. Right? It's not the best matrix usage, but I'm fine with just flashing it. You have it back. You want to, as a rule of thumb, when the fight actually starts, we want to have at least half of our matrix, probably more. Now, right about now, I saw most of their team over here, right? If I'm playing Diva and I see this Junker Queen coming here, she is feeding. I'm hard committing to her. I'm committing my missiles. I'm boosting on her. I'm probably boosting behind her to boop her forward to keep her stuck in front of my team because she should just die instantly. I'm just a little slow to make that read. Okay, as soon as that happens, if a DPS with like a damage amp ult like BAP or Kiri, like if they ult, it's because they see something, right? I would be just instantly matrixing as soon as that comes out because I'm afraid someone's just gonna absolutely light me up. Like this Junker Queen does crazy DPS with the with like the shoot speed buff, and Hanzo too. Honestly, if you pause Storm Arrows, it's like brrr, right. So boosting our team's like all right in that you're pulling everyone's attention, and probably Asologist is gonna kill this Mercy here. But if we've been like a little more patient, slow this down. We see the perfect anti come in, right? Like the cleanse finishes. Here's the anti. These two guys need to be dead, especially the Mercy. She's probably she has teleport still. Yeah. You didn't see her do that, although you saw her cleanse. So I would be going hard on this Mercy. There's nothing she can do to save her, right? Or the other thing is this Hanzo. He's threatening, actually, right? Because he can kind of lurk here and come out. Maybe kill Asologist if he blinks the wrong way. Kill this Ana, right? So the other thing would be, like, you didn't see them, but the other thing would be to make a read. Just pause and make a read for a second, and then decide what the best course of thing is. It's always better to be a little patient on D.Va and then decisive, right? We're kind of just heating into the middle of their team, and we're not even getting like behind them, which would be the play, I think, of that, or up here, even a little high ground with cover. We're just kind of jumping into the middle of it, and maybe there's a call out or something. I don't know. But that's kind of the pattern that I see a bunch. Does this Mercy even die? No. Right? And you're demeched. We didn't need to just like cannonball into them like that, right? We do pull a lot of attention. It's not like the worst of all possible plays you can make, but it is absolutely hard feeding.
Time for the reckoning.
And we really need to win that fight. And even if you had done that and you had bomb, and then you set off your bomb, maybe you kill all those dudes because they like committed mobility to go and kill you while you're feeding. Right? And that's what I mean about saving bomb. Like there was just gonna be a better time to use it. It was like high risk, low reward. Like even if you had killed a dude there and delayed the respawning, like I said, Mercy would res it, but even if she didn't have res, like they were already waiting to regroup, and you bought yourself like, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds, however long a respawn is. Okay, we're in slow motion. Okay, so I hope that like makes it clear about the ults. So I am conscious of how long this is taking. Yeah. So I want to like fast forward to kind of like playing versus Zarya. I think if you have more questions about sort of high ground and off angling, we could talk about that later, but it'll come up with the Zarya play, okay? So we're going to watch real fast. We got Nano here. When we Nano, we really want to pick the most immobile target who can absolutely fucking die, right? A Nano D.Va can kill like anything. The problem with this, that was in fast motion. You take a really long ass time to kill that dude. That's, I think, mainly bad tracking, but also just not closing distance with boosters. Okay, yada yada. They stagger here really badly. In general, I think in this game you could have been going after the Mercy more. D.Va's pretty good in the Mercy because remember we were talking about how you do no damage like at range. The thing is, if you take a Mercy or really any support and they've like taken some damage, they won't self heal. So it's good for that, and it's good for knocking Sombra out of stealth. But those are the only times you want to be looking for shots at range, and even then, just a little tag them. This bomb again. We've won this fight. Like, their Mercy is respawning. They're not going to attack right now. Right? Maybe throwing it looked like it was a pretty good bomb, but they don't have to be in here right now. No one does. We've maybe, like, if I squint... No, we haven't. Like, the cart's still going to come forward. You should have, if you're going to do that, you should have just, like, tried to come up here, shot some people, maybe Matrix, drawed for heals, done that a few times, keep people away from this, or make it hard for them to pick this window. Because that's what you need to be worried about if you're going to cap. So now they have the Zarya. Right? Kind of like this, except we're planning to drop. We don't chase the soldier. This is what I'm talking about, the tunnel vision. Higher ranks, these guys would just turn around and mow you down. And maybe Zarya would bubble this soldier. Right, we're not off angling, which would be like holding here. Soldier runs away, great. I don't want him to come in over here. All right, cut off his retreat. We're like chasing them into the middle of their team, right? This is very dangerous for any tank, and D.Va, it's easy to put yourself in these situations. Right, the Zarya's like, oh shit, the D.Va's here. So the main thing with Zarya, if you shoot her, she gets more energy and she does more damage. Now, I say this because it seems like you don't know that. We can shoot the bubble. You'll see higher ranked players shoot the bubble. You only want to do that if you're trying to kill her anyway. Like if you're burning Zarya, you don't give a shit if she has 70 energy or 100 energy if your whole team's focusing her and she can die, right? Because a bubble only has 200 health. But right now, we're not cleaning this fight up or anything. So we do care about giving her a charge. And she got from us, yeah, like 60 energy, which is around the threshold we really don't want her to get. You find yourself by the Zarya, we can be shooting her from behind, that's fine. If she has no bubbles and we have missiles, we win, actually, if we like headshot her. But we need it to be up here again. Probably this way so that the Zarya has to like go out of her way to deal with us. But we needed to be controlling this high ground. Now, we did get the capture point, and you still have mech. So right now, we've lost 2. What's the best play? The best play is to help our healers get out and meet up with our team back here, because we're not going to get any push distance. The bot's frozen right now, because when he takes a checkpoint, he freezes. We want to take a fight somewhere with the robot between here and there, the halfway point, and see if we can win a fight in order to get our spawns. And again, if we had our ult, our D.Va bomb, that would be really handy for that fight that we really, really want to win, right? Instead, what we're going to do probably is just get, yeah, feeding Zarya more charge. Let's look at her energy. 80. Maybe we're trying to save the Ana. I can respect that, but this is a hard commit that I just don't get. Your Ana just died, literally. Your Moira just barely got out with her life. She's like, oh my god, make the people go away. Your other guys, and you did just look at them, are back here. They can't shoot this at all. So why are we just hard feeding into 4 people? 5 people. They're all like high-fiving as they like kick you. And now we lose mech. The fight hasn't even started, right? There's Zarya's at like, yeah, 100 charge. And your team doesn't have, you have your Ana and spawn. You don't have mech. Your team doesn't have a tank, right? So again, high risk, low reward. You weren't gonna kill anyone doing that, even with like, even your GM. Even a GM is gonna get D-mech there, right? Turbo feed. And that means that they're gonna bring the bot across here, so that means that your spawns move back, which was to your advantage, and they're gonna bring the bot all the way to here, and you might, if you're lucky, you'll get a fight. If your team isn't stupid and staggers, but it's gold, right? You might be lucky to be able to get a fight over here and prevent them from getting the checkpoint. That would be like a dream scenario here. Okay. So I think that's kind of tunnel vision. Now that I'm thinking about the issue, but it's also positioning, right? Like, actually, to go back. Let's go back to where you feed. Okay. So we're like I don't see the Ana on your screen, so I don't think you're trying to save her, really. We go back here, okay. We're here. The play. None of these guys go high ground at all. Like, Hanzo can, a soldier can make a long run around, but then he's not killing your team, right? The play here, from this backing off here, fly up here. Scope them out. Scope them out. We end up here again. Somewhere along here, you gotta dare the Zarya to walk under you. And she's like, I really want to shoot the diva. I counter diva. But the team's there. Ugh. What do I do? Right? That's the position you want to put her in. That's how you play against Zarya. And then she's like, oh, I think it's safe. Like, the diva's not looking at me. She comes in, she uses both her bubbles. You look over and you see that. And then you boost from behind and boop her. Throw your missiles on her and you kill her. That's how you play in Zarya. Right? I'm just watching this again just so you could think about your choices here. Okay. Okay. So what we're hoping for is to take a fight before this thing gets all the way in. Our DPS carry us. Okay. He's fucking off, right? The thing about playing D.Va in general and playing kind of any tank is like you have to have this balance between I'm gonna chase like a kill, I'm gonna like control the map versus I need to protect my team from their team like chasing kills, right? So we chase soldier. We do have Tracer with us. We're probably not gonna kill him if he's smart and runs. He might be stupid here. I don't remember. Right? And now we're like 2 boosts away from our team. So we're really just saying, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, our team, you better live through this Zarya. Who has a support with her, right? Like, the thing is, the soldier, you could kill him, but he's not going to do anything running away like that. If he wants to be in a fight, he has to come back this way anyway. So when we got him here, first of all, the Curie was to your left, like. Like, do you see how she just slips by? We should have seen her heals. So we could have gone on her. And second of all, you don't want to be more than a boost away from your team if you can help it. Unless you really know what you're doing. The play here was to go on a Kiri or go help your team with the Zar. Right? We just do no damage to him at this range, and look, he's like back towards the fight anyway, right? We could have cut him off. Sure, we're scouting. But again, we don't know where the Zarya is, and we always need to keep track of her. Mentally. And again, look how we're just boosting into the middle of the goddamn team. Right? They are. Our team's back here. These guys are surrounding you, high-fiving, and just like wailing on you, right? And we're demed. Right? You really, really, really need to think about when is this fight gonna happen? Because it seems like sometimes you just have no idea what it is that you want to do, right? And, you know, we'd won that fight, and so maybe we like lost track of spawns or something like that, but I don't think so because we were like peeking here, right? You need to be thinking about, well, here's the mech, like here's the bot. I think the fight's gonna happen here-ish. Yeah? So then we need to figure out where to set up in this space that's gonna make it hard for them to push past it, right? And then maybe we can get in their backline. And again, that setup is probably here. Because that way, your team's this way, and they have to choose to look there or at your team. If your team was like over here, it could be here, too. And that would give you an option to boost around the back here and deal with these guys. Right? Or get on a Mercy or get on the Kiriko if you see her use a cooldown. Yeah? Or we could have been high ground here. And then Zarya can't just beam us for free. Like, you're struggling against the Zarya because you just play her at like middle distance where she does damage. Like, you have fall off at the range that she shoots. She doesn't have fall off, she just has short range, right? But if we're here, she can zap at us and then we can just disengage and we can come back. And she won't know what to do. Seriously, like, I play against diamond players all the time and just positioned on high ground and they're playing Zarya, they don't know what to do. They just, like, their brain breaks. They don't know if they should walk forward or not because they can't just zap the diva. Right? So this is wild. I think your team carries you here. Yeah. You should have lost this fight. Okay, and then the other thing, as Baby Diva, we're just trying to get back. We're not trying to... We're never going to kill a Mercy Flag in the air or Kiri while climbing. We just want to find the easiest target to hit at ideally the furthest away range because we had no fall off and try and get mech back. And once we get over like 70%, 75 around here, we just hide because we get our ult charge back so fast. And right now, it would be really bad if we died. Here, you should have died. Kiri, close range, just buries a headshot in you, you're dead. Headshot melee dead. Right? Really low, like, let your homies handle it. If you die right now, it's really, really bad. Because you want to have mech and take this fight and get this checkpoint again. So you need to just hide and remech. You get away with it here, but really should have died. We'll just look at this ult and then I'm going to probably call it here just because it's been a little long. Okay. So, like, I guess the question to ask is, like, what read did you make here? Right? They cleanse, they have this thing for cover, they have that thing for cover. No one gives a shit. They were already here anyway. They're already going to have to cross across the space. They already have someone dead. You know what I mean? And now we just don't have... Again, we use it in a poke phase. Okay, and again, maybe you notice a trend. We boost kind of straight at nothing. Now we're in a spot where the Zarya's past us, which is fine. We want to play in a way where she has to choose if she's going to walk forward or deal with us. But even here, we could be shooting a Mercy, who's low. Right? We're just never going to kill any of these guys. And now I have 50 health. Yeah, and we're demeched. Okay. And now we're dead. And like, amazingly, your DPS carry this, I think. Yeah, as all I just said, the 3K. 4K. So, let's see. I think I'm just about out of time here. I will say this about push. So we're here. Once the cart gets here, it becomes really, really hard to push it all the way. And that's by design, right? Like every map's like that, payloads like that too, right? The closer you push the cart right now, the closer their spawns are right here, and the closer and easier it is for them to stall, unless you get a good stagger going. So even if you lose like 1, 2 people, like if you only lose one person in a fight, like and the cart's here, and it pushes a little more to there, they're gonna be a 5 way faster than your team is gonna be a 5, and it's almost always better to just back out and take a full 5 fight, like here-ish. Or make them push it all the way around, deny them that high ground, take a fight here-ish. Where D.Va she can be up here, she can boost across, try and kill someone, and then land up here. She can boost around here to the back line, right? You don't benefit that much from the marginal, like, meters that you gain here. Your Ana is still walking back from spawn, right? Your main heals. And we especially don't want to be, like, spending ults in this situation. So whatever, we can go for this and see if we get it, and we just kind of take a dip in the dragon thing. We get a kill, cool. We go for this. This is a good play. Okay. When Matrix happens. So again, another example where like we end up 2 boosts away from our team, we can't really get back and do anything. We went for this plan of Mercy, prevented the res, that was good. She got bubbled, fine. We need to go here. Probably couldn't have saved all these guys, but we could have ended up here, let the Zarya behind, draw down a soldier, something like that. Right? We don't want to be fighting her when she's this high charged. Right? Look, she's at 90% ult, right? Not fully on you, that one. That wasn't as bad as some of your other feeds, but just a little bit decision making here. We got kind of pushed way to the side. I feel like, and then we're staggered here. I don't think we had a good shot to Matrix the Grav. It was kind of her decision to stagger.
2 minutes remaining.
Yeah. This is a good play by the Zarya. Oh, she doesn't even hit the Grav. That would have been a good play by the Zarya. If this wasn't gold. So we decided to come in. We should have been matrixing our Sojourner. Wouldn't have saved her with the Zarya. Kind of hard to make decisions. We need to get out. Okay? We lost this fight. They're going to flip the checkpoint. That sucks for us. But now our mission is to take a fight somewhere here. And remember what I said, being up here and contesting really strong. You kind of step back, let them push past a little, and then come up. Being up here is okay, a little exposed. Being up here if we think we can take the fight over here. Right, we need to set up for the next fight. And that's playing somewhere safe with a high ground, right? We don't want to be taking this damage. We don't want to be walking on low ground in front of Zarya where we can't disengage. Right? People are dead. Both are DPS. We're just never going to win this fight. So it's just low value, right? We hard commit. If you don't get demet here, I'm going to be shocked. Shoot the bubble. We matrix nothing. We bomb. 1 kill. That was probably the best bomb of all of them in that it was in the middle of a fight. And it stalled long enough for your DPS to get back and do something. Okay? Let's see if we can like finish out this game. I'm kind of fast. We don't get anything for this. We shoot Zarya bubble a bunch. We land with no boost in front of the Zarya. We boost into their team. And I suppose your guys are back here. We need to make the read that these guys are split, okay? So here we should be shooting, we should be landing, if we're gonna land, like here-ish. So we have some cover for this R. We should be shooting her or probably the Mercy to get her to back off. Because we can isolate this Zarya. We killed the Mercy just a little late. And here, as soon as you lost this fight, the best decision would be to just go on a cart, try to kill someone, and die as quickly as possible. You want to respawn with your team. Okay, so now they've unlocked that. Because we were slow to lose the fight, they're gonna get the checkpoint. Okay, so now their spawns are good. We get the nano. It's kind of a badly timed nano. But the other thing is we just kind of boosted in. We didn't really notice that there was a Bob next to us that was just wailing on us. You could just be here. Still shooting people. I think with Nano, there's like this urge to like, I really have to do something. I gotta get a kill. And like, yeah. But also, like, sometimes Ana just nanos you so that you don't die. And sometimes Ana makes a bad nano, and that's okay. Much, much, much more important that you don't die for this fight. Especially because you're so close to alt, right? Which could really, really turn it. And they busted out this Curio, which you should be like matrixing probably. So it's just like sort of a prioritization. We really just kind of feed for nothing. And like all of our team is in here. They're already going to get the checkpoint. They already have it. So this is like really low value. We need to get like 2 or even 3 fights in this part, right? And now we back off. If you do make a bad decision like that, just die. You're just delaying how much you spawn. Now your team, they make bad decisions. But that's also because like you kind of didn't give them a chance to back off here. Okay, now we're here. We don't want to do this right now. Like, you guys have a very generous kind of amount of space. I don't know why it's not showing up, but somewhere around here it needs to get to, right? We don't need to beat this far out and have no health. Our healers just died, right? We should be here. Over here. Over here. We should be somewhere in cover and not dying. Now we use her ult, no one gives a shit. Right? You just spent ult. There's the box. You just spent ult to feed in Zarya. Like, you paid for that with your ult. Like, you got no value from that. And we're just kind of staying near Zarya, who does way more damage to us than we do to her right now. Our poor healers, they're working overtime, right? We needed to be... She wants to be there and, like, feed in her spawn, fine. We need to boost over here, avoid her damage, be up here, contest the cart, right? Make them deal with you. These 2 hit scan, they can't do shit to you if you have matrix, right? We just matrix it. Who cares? I'm on a cart. Suck it, right? We can drop, be on it that way, and then they run to get us. We can boost around, right? That's pressure too, right? Instead, you're just kind of playing the Zarya at a place where she's gonna have an advantage on you. You do no damage from this range, right? We're just kind of in the middle of space. No cover, right? There's cover next to you on the other side. We don't have mech, we're staggered. Our team's gonna die because there's no mech. They res. And like your feeding kind of finally catches up to you. Like you really have no excuse for losing. You lost 3 fights in a row. You could have had 4. And your team loses, right? And that it comes down to the things I was saying. So try to fix your ults. I would really just hold on to it until you die in the middle of a fight. that your team still has a chance to win. Um, if you don't have the sound effect on for when people on your team die, you should put that on because you don't keep track very well. Um, and then there's this thing of like it's using high ground, but it's really off angling, which is like you kind of have two modes right now, which is like I'm way off to the side or way in their back line, like 2 boosts away, or I'm just boosting straight in the middle of their team, like who gives a fuck, YOLO. And you kind of need to be in the middle of those two. You need to be off angling. And what I mean by that is someplace not directly in front of them. We have to decide to look at you, or you could do something to them. Like on this map here, really strong. We can discard from there. We can discard here. You can be a little behind them. You can be a little above them. Right? You can be over here. Be behind the point. We want to not be spending our time fighting the Zarya. We want to be fighting the hit scan because we do great against them. Or we want to be killing this Mercy, or we want to be killing this Kiri. You can eat Suzu actually, so if you know you're going to force it, you can hold Matrix, try and catch it. Then she's screwed. Okay? And then, yeah, and then it's just like watching your staggers not getting demet for stupid reasons. Try to look at where your team is and do that thinking of like, where is the next fight going to be? Okay? So I hope that's helpful. I think actually, like, I know it said your tracking's bad. I think it's actually like a strength as far as like playing a character. You matrix things that you can't matrix that well, and you could use it a little more proactively, but you don't waste it like to an absurd amount. I think your missiles, mostly use them when you're trying to kill something. Try to only use them if you think you can kill something. They give you some strong burst damage. She goes to like 250 DPS, so like damage in a second if you hit most of your micros. So try to use them like sort of at point blank, and if you really think you can kill someone, and otherwise hold on to them. And then the final thing is just like stop shooting the Zarya bubble, especially like if the rest of your team's shooting her, or you think you can kill her, fine. Most of the time, you're just blasting away at it, and you're just giving her ult charge. And then because you're not playing high ground, you're not playing cover, you're not playing to the side, you're just kind of playing like middle distance in front of her. She just zaps you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Or she zaps your team, and there's nothing you can do about it. So work on that. Work on the ult thing first. That's the easiest to fix. Start looking at off angling. I might have a VOD review that explains off angling in a little more detail. So maybe I could give you that. And good luck. Let me know if you have questions. And let me know how it goes for you. All right. Bye.